Comedy at the Breaks. Please welcome the man who's not the host you deserve, but the host you need right now. Dan Upton.
Hey, thanks for coming out to the third round of stand-up showdown here at House of Bricks. Is everybody excited? Yeah! Awesome. Good to hear. Very good to hear. Everybody ready to, out here ready to see their favorite comic? I'm going to go ahead and lay down the ground rules as far as what we're going to do. Every comic gets 5 minutes. They're going to get light at 4 minutes 30 seconds, and then a hard light at 5. If they go over 5 minutes 10 seconds, there's disqualification. There's no limit on material. They can say or do anything they want, short of actually exposing themselves, of course. That would be fucking retarded. And you don't want to see that anyway because it's all dudes. Most of them are fat. Moreover, all of you should have ballots in your hands, right? Everybody's got a ballot in your hand. That ballot is good for voting for 4 different people. So make sure when you do decide to cast that vote that you vote for 4 people and only 4 people, 4 different people specifically, and that you don't vote for 1 person 4 times or 2 people twice. We won't be able to count the ballot in that case. We'll have people to pick them up close to the end here. So that's basically the in and the out of what's going on tonight. Just make sure you're respectful to every comic. Anytime there's somebody up here on the stage, go ahead and give them your attention. If you need to have a conversation or something like that, we do have a lobby out there if you need to take a phone call or something like that. But yeah, I don't know why you would come to a comedy show just to have a chit chat anyway. I don't know. Yeah. There's really no reason. It's not really the best place to do that anyway. Not a good place to have a business meeting. So awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? Awesome. There are dollar beers. Make sure you're tipping your waitstaff and back there is slinging you drinks. Also, we have the great people from Old Main Brewing in the house tonight. After the show, we're going to have a little wrap up with them and their brewers. So that's going to be a fun little extra bonus here for you guys. Shout out to them. Great people. Old Main and the people over at Millstream Brewing are giving away a full case of beer to every single one of the winners. That means every single winner is getting 2 cases of beer. In addition, which is kind of pretty much completely fucking awesome. In addition to the fact that the first place winner gets $750, second place gets $250. So it's definitely high stakes. There's a lot on the line. And I'm your host tonight. I'm Dan Upton. I guess I'll be your Huckleberry this evening, I guess.
Thank you.
Everyone was born after '93. Nobody saw Tombstone. Awesome. That's cool, because it's only like the best goddamn movie ever made. And at least somebody's preaching the gospel. Doc Holliday, greatest character ever created that actually existed. Kind of awesome. Now, I think I want to start driving a forklift around downtown so I can pick up tons of chicks in the most literal way possible. I really don't need to, though. I am married to a woman. Mustache might fool you. She's a great lady. Yeah, no, just wait until I put the stunner shades on. Boy, I look like I belong right in the little Blazers house. No, she's a great lady. My wife's a wonderful woman. I love her. We're both into Star Wars. We're both Star Wars nerds. And I took her out for a Valentine's Day dinner earlier on in the year, obviously around Valentine's Day, because that's when you do those types of things. We went up to Bravo, and I told the waiter, I was like, "Sir, I will make it worth your while if you slip a little Star Wars reference." And I'm talking like an extra 50 cents in tip here. And of course, he acquiesced to that because who doesn't want another 50 cents? But he promised me he's going to throw a Star Wars reference in somewhere. So here I am. He's taking our order. He's not breathing heavy. He's not using the Force. He's not like, "What the salmon is tonight." Nothing like that at all, like what I expected. And so he comes back out, after I had ordered chicken parmesan, my wife ordered pasta primavera, and he comes back out and he hands me steak frickin' de Burgo. And I look at him, I'm like, sir, this is steak de burgo. This is not what I ordered. And he looks at me dead in the eye and just goes, I have altered the meal. Pray I do not alter it any further. Good call, sir. Very well played. Later on, my wife started choking, and I thought it was a pasta primavera, but there was our waiter sitting in the corner just going, it's a forced choke. When he came to collect our bill, he looks at me and he was like, when $900 your tab reaches, skip out of the bill you are not. Still, this isn't the tab you're looking for. I'll try my best. We can't repel comedy of that magnitude. Crap. Just crap. Terrible. I agree. I wonder, if you're an atheist, does your car insurance still cover acts of God? I'd love to be the one philosophy major that's like a total atheist that actually has to go and explain and make a claim for an act of God that they know is really God's responsibility, and just to have to eat it, you know, to call in like some call center and just be like, look, first of all, I just want to make sure you understand, I majored in philosophy. I can prove empirically that God does not exist. However, I have to make a claim, and it is an act of God. The guy on the other end of the line is just like, well, sir, doesn't an act of God tacitly imply God's existence, therefore negating your whole argument? What are you, a philosophy major? Yes, sir, that's why I work in a call center. So what's the issue? Yeah, a guy vandalized my car. Does not sound like an act of God. Oh, really? Because I saw the son of a bitch that did it. He was 6'2", had a long white beard, the countenance of Jasper and Carnelian, and was surrounded by 64 angels with flaming swords. Doesn't sound like he was running with the Crips to me, buddy. Very interesting. What did he do to the car? He spray painted it. Wrote, Geo double dizzle on the rizzle, the shizzle. I think if you're gonna take claims for an act of God, I think car insurance companies should really be required to actually go ahead and specify which God you can make a claim for. Otherwise, you get like, I don't know, you get like Buddhist insurance. A bunch of people are calling in and like, hey, my car's meditating. No, sir, it's in park. For me, my car likes to spontaneously combust after screaming in Arabic. That's why I have a lost aim. Like, go ahead. Muslims. Who's the retard? No, she's clearly not retarded. I'm sorry. I shouldn't call her. That's terrible. You can't. That's like the one thing, like next to the N-word, that like nobody can say. You can't call anybody retarded. That's suddenly such a faux pas. Like the statute of limitations on calling somebody a retard end at like 4th grade, I think. And then after that, you're an asshole. Not appropriate. I mean, this really, there's no reason that should be a slur. Like, if anything, it's just like you're an incredibly affable person who doesn't know the difference between right and wrong necessarily. You're just very kind, very genteel, and work at a high V. I can say that because I work for a grocery store. So it's I used to work in finance, and I thought that I was competing for promotions with retards. Now very difficult. I didn't plan this either. I didn't just spouting off the mouth about retardations. So thank you for ended up making this sound good. Yeah. So is everybody ready for their first comic? Woo! Excellent. I just want to let everybody know something special about the ballot. Unless Charlie Stoner decided to show up, Charlie Stoner's a cunt. Because Charlie Stoner's first on your ballot, and Charlie Stoner isn't here. So if you want to just cross through his name or write, if you want to write cunt there, that's fine. I don't mind. Just know that if you vote for it, we can't count that ballot. The first comic that we have coming to the stage is a pretty awesome guy who we've had performing in Des Moines here. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's cutting his teeth out here in the Des Moines comedy scene. Please give it up for a very good friend here and a really cool guy, Mr. Adam Schwartz.
saying, I've been trying to live by God's example more. And by that, I mean, I really want to get this 16-year-old pregnant. I did the research. I went to Catholic school. She was 16 to 14 when he got in. I shouldn't joke about sexual assault though. Just the other day, at my work, a girl was sexually assaulted by a fellow employee, but no one knows about it yet. I was walking down the street the other day and I saw this kid was mouthing off to his dad. He was going nuts on him. The dad opens his hand, smacks the kid in the back of the head just for saying something stupid. And I don't like to get involved in other people's business, but this time I felt compelled to act. I walked right up to the dad and I said, "Listen, buddy, shake my hand." Hey, kids. I got fired from my office job last December because they found out it was me who was responsible for all the death threats another employee was getting. But I think that's a little unfair because no one ever told me that Secret Santa ended with a reveal. And screw that job. They wouldn't let me participate and take your child to work day. They said I wasn't eligible. And I did the research. Planned Parenthood does not lock their dumpsters. That makes me feel gross. All right. What's the best way to tell your girlfriend you have herpes? You say, "Honey, we have herpes." I told my friend that, and I said, "Robert, what's the best way to tell your girlfriend you have herpes?" And he goes, looks right at me and goes, "You don't." I work at a pool now, and on my first day, obviously I'm very bronze. On my first day, everyone's putting on sunscreen, and I refused to. My boss looks at me and she says, "Adam, did you know you are more than doubling your chances of getting skin cancer by not putting on sunscreen?" And I said, "Listen, skin cancer is one of those diseases that you only get if you believe in it." And she got really quiet and said, "Oh, actually, pretty recently I had a friend die of skin cancer." And I said, "Hey, I'm really sorry, but I guess you believed in it." I have this shirt. It's pretty special to me. It's the shirt I jerk off on. And I don't want to plug things in my act, but I love Tide laundry detergent because you can't tell at all that I'm wearing it right now. That'd be a fun slogan for Tide. You mean all the cum? And there's no dot on the question mark. It's just a white. It's jizz. Don't you hate it when you can't tell if a girl is fat or pregnant and you guess wrong? And then to make her feel better, you have to pretend like you care what she's going to name the thing. I heard a really gross term the other day. Have any of you ever used the term munching box? It's a slang term for going down on someone, but it sounds like such a chore when you say it like that. Like, I just see someone go, "Okay, I gotta do my taxes today. I'm gonna take about an hour, and then I gotta go grocery shopping. They still make bunch of bunch. They make bunch of bunch. I get that at the grocery store. I promised Jessica I'd munch a box. I gotta mow the lawn." Or just see someone talking about their wedding night, and be like, "Oh, Ricky, how was your wedding night?" "Oh man, so romantic. I carried her up the stairs. I love her so much. We got into the room and we just stared at each other's eyes for what seemed like an eternity. I felt her heart and she felt mine, and they were beating at the exact same time. That doesn't happen. Then we started kissing and it felt like we were suspended in air. I felt like we were the only two people in the world. Then I put her on the bed in a monster box. And it was kind of gross. She was in heels all day and dancing in that big dress. So munching box wasn't the best part of the night, but then love making was fantastic. I'm gonna wrap things up here. I know the Casey Anthony thing's old, but I never got to make my joke in front of a big crowd. I'm not a lawyer or a forensic scientist or an investigative journalist, so I'm gray on the issue. But I can tell you one thing about Casey Anthony. She must have the best dead baby jokes in the world. Thank you, good night.